WordPad. Okay, so now I try to continue with the queries. So today also we will try to discuss about some of the queries. From the Monday onwards, I will try to discuss with you the nesting it, fourth in it, schema refinement. Okay, so in the last class we are discussing about so how we are creating the Silas tables and how we are creating the reserves table and how we are creating the boards table. Am I right? Okay, and we are already discussing about the nested queries, and we are already discussing about the set operators in SQL. So what are the which type of set operators are considered into the SQL here? So those are union, intersect, and another one is the except. Okay, so then if you observe here, the union operation combines the two relations automatically and eliminates the duplicate tuples. So that is the purpose of union. But when we are using the union, definitely we will consider the two sets. For example, A union B. So that means A is one set and B is one set. So between these two sets, we can use the operation of union. So that means here the set means nothing but using one query. Okay, if you observe here, so find the names of sellers who have reserved either red or green color board. So that means we can select either red color board or maybe the green color board. Okay, so at the time of the situation, we can using the union here. If you observe here, so without union, we can write like this. So select s.s name from Silas S. Reserves are boards B, where s.sid equal to r.sid and r.bad equal to b.bad and b dot color equal to red or b dot color equal to green. So that means here we are not using the union, we are directly writing the query. Okay, so that means if you observe here, we are consider the three tables. So why we are consider the three tables? Actually, we need names of the sellers and we know about who are reserving red or green color board. So actually that information is available in the reserves table, but in the case of reserves table, don't know about the color of the board. So that's why we need to combine these three tables, and these three tables refer with the some object. So for example, salary is S and reserves is R and boards is B. Okay, now first of all, we try to specify the association between them. So which type of fields are equal in both tables? For example, if you observe here, so first we are specify what we are required. So what we are required here actually find the names of sellers. So that's why we need to select s.s name. So then it will be selecting the particular sellers. S means sellers table, and selecting the field name is sellers name. And we are specifying that from Silas S, comma, reserves R and boards B, where s.sid equal to r.sid. What it means? So that means S means Silas table, SID means nothing but Silas ID. So that field is equal with the reserves table of Silas side. Am I right? So that's why s.sid equal to r.sid and r.bad equal to b.bad. So this field is related with the boards. So in the case of reserves table, board ID is there. That board ID is equal with the boards table. So that's why when we are creating during the creation of the tables, we are specifying that. Am I right or not? So in the case of Silas table, SID is the primary key. Okay, and Silas name is giving the data type is varchar, and rating the data type is we are giving either number or int. So if it is a yes, I think it will be in the fraction points. Am I right? So that's why you try to giving the float. Okay, in that type of we can giving the fields for the table, and we are specifying the primary key is SID. Am I right or not? So during the creation of the table, so here we are specifying SID is the primary key. And so when we are creating the boards table, so board ID is the primary key and board name and color. So in that manner, we are creating the table. So that means in these two tables, just only we are specifying the primary key. Okay, in the exam point of view, we try to identify where is the primary key and where is the foreign key. So how we can find out that? So that is also I'm already discussed in the last class. So when you are observe the table data, okay, for example, if you observe the Silas data, so maybe that SID is underlined or thick, or maybe it will be represented with the hash like that. So for example, if anything is not represented, so then also we try to default we can consider that is the primary key. Okay, and here we are observing the table data. So table data means nothing but table columns of the data. If you observe here, SID, S name, rating, age, right? The same SID appears in the next table. So what it means? So that means that is the foreign key for to this table. Okay, in that manner we try to remember that. Okay, and another thing in the case of boat ID. So boat ID is that field for the boat table, and it is a primary key. But here also BID is appeared. So that means BID is the foreign key for to the boat table. In that manner we are creating the tables. And in the last class I am already saying about this, how we are creating the date. So which type of data type is used. So here we are using date data type. Okay, in that manner we are creating the table. Okay, and here we are using please just wait. Okay, so select s.s name from Silas S, reserves are boats B, where Silas table SID equals to reserves table SID and reserves table BAD equal to boats table BAD. And here what we are required, either red or green color. Right, so the same thing is mentioned. So if we are using the union, so we can place separately. So we can write the two queries. Between these two queries, we can place the union. Okay, at the end of the query, we can place the semicolon. Okay, select s.s name from Silas, reserves are boats B, where s.sid equal to r.sid, r.bad equal to b.bad, and b dot color equal to red. Am I right or not? Okay, so in that manner here we are write the query, and between these two queries, so in the first query here we are represent b dot color equal to red. In the second query we are representing b2 dot color equal to green. So between these two queries we can place the union. Okay, in the same manner, for example, so find the names of sellers who have red and green color boards. So that means here we need both. So that means intersection. So he should be reserving the red color board. At the same time, he should be reserving the green color board also. So at that time of the situation, we can place the between these two queries, we can place the intersect. And another one is the accept. In the exam point of view also, this is very important question. So maybe asking the question is like this: explain different types of set operations in SQL. Okay, so these three are considered into the set operations, and we can consider the joins also. Okay, so why? Because joins also combining the more than one table into a single table. Okay, so next one is the accept. So that means what it means: find the SIDs of all sellers who have reserved red boards but not reserved green color boards. So that means who have reserved red but they are not reserving the green. So if that situation is happened, so then we are using the accept. Okay, in this manner we are using the set operations. In the last class also we are discussing about the nested queries. Okay, so I'm already saying about what is a and what is a correlated nested query. Okay, please just wait 1 minute. Okay, nested queries means the inner query is not based upon the outer query. Okay, so that type of the queries will be referred as a nested queries. And another thing, so the query is having another query. Okay, whenever one query is having another query, so that can be also referred as a nested query. Okay, in the last classes also I am saying about that. For example, who is having the maximum salary? So what is the highest salary of the employee? Then we can how we can write that query select max of sal from employee. Am I right? So then it will be giving the highest salary. Am I right? But if you want name also, so then how we can write that? Select e name from employee where e sal equal to, then we can write the remaining query select max of sal from EMB. So then it will be giving the who is having the highest salary of the employee. So that means the inner query is executed first. The output will be assigned to the outer query. In the same way, here also we are using in operator. So if you observe here, find the names of sellers who have reserved red color board 103 by using in operator. So what is the purpose of in operator? In operator first checks whether the given data is available within the inner query or not. If it is available, then that output is assigned to the outer query. Okay, if you observe here, select r.sid from reserves R where r.bad equal to 103. Then it will be giving the details of SID. Now this output is assigned to the outer query. So in the first query, select s.s name. So that means what we are giving, what we want to display on the screen. So that is s name. Okay, select s.s name from Silas S where s.sid in. Okay, in that manner we are using the in operator. In the last class also we are observing the example from the W3 schools. Am I right? So for example, what is the who are living in the city of either Yeluru, Rajahmundry, or Kakinada. So we want to know about those details of the students. So then how we can write that? So select star from students, where where city in, okay, where city in, so in the open parenthesis. So we can give the list of all cities. So in one single quote, so we are giving Yelur. In another single quotes, we are using Rajahmundry. Another single quotes using KKD. Then we can close the semicolon. Then it will be verified. So if the students are lives in that these three locations, then it will be giving the details of the students. Okay, I hope all of the members able to understood. I'm right. So if you observe here, so this is find the names of sellers who have reserved red color board. So when we are based upon to the color of the board, we need to combine the three tables, because in the first table, seller names is there. In the second table, reservation information is there. In the third table, we are mentioned the color of the board. Okay, so that's why first of all here we try to write. So what we want to display. So select s dot s name from silence s, where s dot sid in. So then it will be verifying with this field into the inner field. So in the previous case also, where city in, then the inner query of the data will be matched with the outer query city. Am I right? So in the same way here also, where s dot sid in. So then it will be verifies this sid is matched with any other one or not. So here, which one is matched with the SID? R dot SID, am right? Select R dot SID from resource R, where R dot BID in. Now verifying the BID. So select B dot BID from boards B, where, so what we are required actually red color board. So where B dot color equal to red. In that manner, we are write the query. Okay, please try to practice number of times, because maybe some of the members confused how we are writing the query. Okay, so better if you having the chance, you can try to execute in your homes also. Okay, so next one, find the names of sellers who have not reserved red color board. So then we can using the not in also. So not in, so that means that is not considered. Okay, same thing, same type of query is rating here. So but here we can place, so before where s dot sid in, so here we have placed the using the not in. The remaining query is same. Please observe once. Select s dot s name from silences, where s dot sid not in. Select r dot sid from resource R, where r dot bad in. Select b dot bad from boards B, where b dot b color equal to red. But this is not considered. Okay. So next one is the correlated queries. So just I'm mentioning about that. What is the difference between nested queries and correlated nested queries? Okay, here maintaining the relation. So that means inner query is based upon to the outer query. So find the names of sellers who have reserved boat number 1 or 3 by using exists operator. Okay, by using exists operator. Please observe once. So here, so we need to write exists like this. Select s dot s name from silences where exists. Then it will be verify the inner query. Select star from reserves are where r dot bad equal to 103 and r dot sid equal to s dot sid. So that means which type of Siler IDs are matched with the SID. So those type of names are only displayed here. Okay. So next one we are using the comparison operators. Set comparison operators. So here we are using two things. So those are one is any and another one is all. So those are used for to performing the comparison with the total set. Okay, if you observe here, so first of all, try to observe the question. Find the Silas whose rating is better than some Siler called Ho ratio. So that means whose rating is better than Silers. So that person will be referred as a Ho ratio. Then how we can write that query? So nothing but compare the each and every Siler rating. So select s dot sid from silences where s dot rating greater than any. So then it will be verifying the total set of the rating. So the same thing, select s2 dot rating from silence s2 where s2 dot name equal to Ho ratio. So that means here we are comparison with the Ho ratio name. Then those type of SIDs are displayed. Okay. find the sellers with the highest rating. So that means we want to know about who is having the highest rating. So then also we try to compare the with the each and every attribute. So that means here we are comparison with the rating within the same table. So then select s.sid from silences where s dot rating greater than or equal to all. So then we can performing the comparison with the total set. So select s2 dot rating from silence s2. Okay. So find the names of sellers who have reserved both red and a green color board. Okay. So we can write in the same manner also. So here either using for example here we are using either red color or red color and green color. Okay, then we can use the same format. Okay. So in this manner also we can write that. So by using intersect. So even though we are using in, so we can using the intersect like this. So select s3 dot name from silence s3 where s3 dot sid in. Then it will be again verifying the sid. So select r dot sid from boards B. Results are where r dot bad equal to b dot bad and b dot color equal to red. So and we can write the same query again and b2 to the color equal to green. So between these two queries we can place it the intersect. Find the names of sellers who have reserved all boats. Who have reserved all boats. So that means here we want to know about who are reserving all boats. So that means select s.s name from silences where not exists. So that means select b.bid from boats B except select r.bid from reserves R where r.sid equal to s.sid. So that means who are not reserving any one of the boat. So then, so if it is not exists, so that means in the previous case we are consider the exists. If it is exists, then it will be displayed. So if it is not exist, here display. So that means if any one of the SID is not matched with the r.sid, so what it means he is not reserving anything. So here we are not considering the not exist. So that means display. So who are considering the reserving the boat? Okay. Please try to execute with the system, then you are able to understand easily. So these are the aggregate operators. We are already discussing about this sound, sum, count, average, minimum, and maximum. So how we are using this? Find the average of all sellers. Select average of S dot is from sellers. In the same way, find the average age of sellers with rating of 10. So here we are giving the two things. Select average of S dot age. Okay, average is from silences where S dot rating equal to 10. Find the name and age of oldest silence. So how we can know the who is the oldest? So who is having the highest age? So that person will be treated as the oldest seller. Am right? So name and age. So select S dot S name, comma max of S dot age from silences. Then it will be written who is having the highest age and name of the sellers. Am right? We can write in this manner also. Select s dot s name, comma s dot sh from silence where s dot sh is equal to. So we can write the subquery. So select max of s2h from silence 2. Count the number of different seller names. Select count of distinct of s dot s name from silences. So that means maybe the same name is existed more than one time. So at that time of the situation, it will be counted only once. Okay, find the names of sellers who are older than the oldest seller with rating of 10. Select s dot s name from silences where s dot is age greater than. Select max of s2 dot age from silences 2 where s2 dot rating equal to 10. Please just wait 1 minute. So that is group by and group by having. All right. So if you are having any type of the doubts, you can practice by using this query. Okay. So group by is used for to grouping the columns. Okay. But here we are should be using the one of the aggregate operator. Just to try to see one example. Okay, find the age of youngest sailor for each rating level. So that means here we are observing the each rating level. We are observing the youngest sailor. So that means how we know about the youngest sailor. So simple min of s dot age. Am I right? So select s dot s rating, comma min of s dot age from sailors s group by s dot rating. Okay, if you are observing here, find the age of youngest sailor who is eligible to vote. So that is at least 18 years old for each rating level with the at least two such sailors. So that means here we are using so same thing s dot s rating min of vested age from silences where s dot is greater than or equal to 18 group by s dot rating having count of star greater than 1. Okay, please just wait 1 minute. Okay, so now we try to see. So for each port, so all these are the different types of formats to representing the same thing. Okay, for example, find those ratings for with the average of silos in the minimum overall of ratings. So then we try to write the query like this: select s dot rating from sinuses where avg of s dot age. So that means here we are consider the average of s age equal to so min of average s2 dot age from silence s2 group by s2 dot rating. So that means according to the rating, so it will be grouping the columns. Okay, so next one is null values. We are already discussing about the null values. So when we are creating some null values, so then we are not able to performing the operations easily. Okay, so in some type of situations, it will be produces the error results. Okay, for example, how we are find out the null values. We are already discussing this. So is not null or is null. So these are the keywords to find out whether the null values are existed in a table or not. Okay. So now we try to discuss about so what are the problems. So in the exam point of view, also this is very important question. If the question is asking like this in the exam point of view, so then you try to explain what is a null value, how the null values are existed, and how to we are find out the null values, and how to so which type of problems are occurred if you are allowed the null values in your table. So these type of things are explained through the examples. Okay, so please try to see once. So the SQL is a null term used to represent missing value. So that means user is not entering that value. Okay, a null value in a table, that value is field that appears to be blank. So a field that with a null value is field with no value. It is very important to understand that null value is different than zero value or a field that contains spaces. Okay, so the basic syntax of null. So is creating the table is, for example, if we are specifying when during the creation of the table, we can giving the not null keyword like this. So then not creating the null value. So that means even though you are not entering any value, then it will be restricted by the user. So we should be assign some value for that particular attribute. For example, here int not null. Okay, name varchar 2 of 20 not null, and age is also same. Okay, but here we are not giving the address and salary. If you observe here, okay, when we are giving the points, then we can give we can specifying the data type in this manner also. Decimal 18,2. Okay, so we can give our required length of the number, okay, and required length of the width. So if you are observe here, we are using null values we are allowing the null values into a table. So when we are allowing the null values into a table, then we are not able to performing the arithmetic operations properly, and we are not able to performing the operations, logical operations properly. Then occurring the unknown values. Okay, for example, if we are performing the addition with the null value, so then we don't know answer. I'm right or not? If you want to compare, so then also we don't know. So then also occurring the problem. So comparison using null values. It is difficult to perform comparison of valid values with the null values if two valued logic true or false is used. Therefore, to avoid these type of issues, three valued logic true, false, or unknown must be used with the null values. Consider comparison such as rating equal to 80. Okay, next one is the logical connectivities with the null values. Then the resultant will be the unknown. Okay. If you are observing here this table x and y, so if both are true, then the result value is true. So if both are false, then result value false. Okay. If one of the value false, so if either x or y is false, then also false. Okay. So next, if either x or y is unknown or null value, then the resultant is unknown. So in the same way, x or y, so we can't able to perform R. Okay. Another example is not x. So that means if x is false, true. If x is true, false. If x is unknown, so result is unknown. Okay. So these are the types of joins. So all these type of joins are we already discussed. Left outer join, right outer join. Okay. So these type of examples for we should be using the correct example. So otherwise we are not able to explain in the proper way. So I think we are already discussing about the joins in the last classes. Am I right? So next one is the embedded SQL. So we will try to discuss in the next class. Why? Because better we try to explain with the system. Okay. So then I can explain easily, and you can understand easily also. Okay. Okay. What is a cursor? So a major problem is in embedding SQL statement. Okay, cursor is nothing but used for to fetching the required records from the database. Okay, so cursor is a temporary work area created for in the system memory when a SQL statement is executed. Okay, we will try to discuss in the next class about the cursors. Okay, and OJDBC and JDBC are the extra topics. Okay, I will try to continue in the next class. If you have any type of the doubts, you can ask me now. Okay, otherwise I will end the session today. And another thing, in the last class also some of the members submitting the assignment to me. Okay, better you please try to do all these queries, practice in your homes. Better if you practice with the system, then you can understand easily. And remember, please try to create the tables according to what I am specifying in that manner only. Okay. and I will try to discuss the nesting it within the in the next class. Okay. Up to now we are discussing about the nested queries. And another thing, we are already completing the joins and views, and we are already completing the set operators union, intersect, and accept. So all these topics are covered within the third chapter. Okay. If you're having any type of the notes, you can ask me now. My end my session now. My end my session. Please try to practice all of the queries in a WordPad. So in the chapter 4, okay. So that is already shared in a group. So if you having any type of the doubts in that those type of queries, you can please call me directly. Okay. My end my session now. Okay. Thank you, Ananda. Have a nice day. Take care.